film is called Skydancer, and it's a film about Mohawk Indian ironworkers that build the skyscrapers in New York and then travel home to their reservations at the border to Canada and in Canada every weekend. Their life that they're trying to balance between, you know, living in the cities and then going back to their traditional way of life.
I don't think any Mohawk that comes to New York City feels like he's at home. A lot of ironworkers are not comfortable anywhere unless they're 40 stories up in the air.
I'm from Germany originally, and in Germany we have this incredible fascination with Native Americans, which is a whole other film and a different story. But of course, living in New York for many years, I have heard about the myth of the fearless Indian ironworker, you know, who's supposedly missing a gene for fear of heights. So I believed in that. You know, it's like they're walking on these steel beams, and I had seen these pictures, and I had heard the myth. And then shortly after 9/11, I read an article in the newspaper where they talked about that among the first groups who rushed down to Ground Zero to help, like the first day, were Mohawks from the reservations.
There's this myth out there that Mohawks are fearless. Fearless. We can walk anything, you know. They can go up there, you know, they can run around, like walk up there like they're on a sidewalk. Mohawks don't get scared. Well, I said that's a myth, because this one does get scared.
When I moved to New York, I suddenly really found stories around literally every corner, and I don't know. There's something about New York where it's so intensified. So I just started documentary filmmaking here in New York because I just couldn't wait anymore. I had scripts and I wanted to do narrative and I was going that path. But then I met an elevator man, and I had to do a film about him. So I bought a video camera that was very new at that time, and we followed him around. I had no idea about documentary filmmaking, and that was my first documentary, Vertical Traveler. And I kind of had found my voice. So for me, the city is an endless source of inspiration.
Whatever it is that they're going to build, we're going to want to be a part of it, you know, because we are part of the backbone of this country and the spirit of this country, and we merit to be there. It is important, of course, to be shown as a filmmaker, you know, and that's why it's so amazing to have screenings at the museum. Especially, I mean, it's like in my case, it's great that actually my protagonist has performed there before, and that there's this very strong connection to that community already, you know. So that's great. And the festival, of course, gives every film already that weight, you know, and will attract people that maybe normally wouldn't come, you know. So this is already like a seal of quality. So yeah, of course we need the support financially, and then also in terms of having the outlet, the screening. Try to get as much feedback and cooperation and work with the Mohawk community as much as I could to really try to have a voice that comes from inside out, or better, their voices, really just have them. And I kept telling them, I said, use me for what you want to say, use me, you know. So I hope that Skydancer is a little bit different in that way, that it feels more that it comes from the community and not so much looking from the outside in. I hope.